Alright, so something new, something different. I'm actually going to try to bake, which you don't see a lot of baking. So instead of cooking, Trainwreck cooking with frost, Trainwreck baking with frost, and we know it's going to be a wreck because trust, we have no clue what I'm doing. So I'm doing some sort of cherry shortbread crumble thing. I don't even know what all I'm supposed to have right now. I'm trying to look at the recipe. I just put it 2 pounds of cherries. Apparently, I need for the short crust based, I need some powdered sugar, uh, 2.5 ounces. So I'll have to figure out what that is. 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, an egg yolk, some vanilla extract, a cup of flour, and a little bit of salt. So we gonna pause while I gather all that crap together and figure out what the heck I'm doing because we know I ain't got a clue. But we still gonna cook. Okay, and I used my phone to convert, so 2.5 ounces of powdered sugar is 5 tablespoons of powdered sugar. Okay, cool, yeah. Alright, so it tells me that I need to do the butter, which hopefully that's soft enough. Sugar and egg yolk, so let me find my tablespoon. Guess we know that we don't ever prep or prepare. So let me get some powdered sugar. Yay, I have found my powdered sugar. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And maybe a little bit extra, so I don't know. Now, let's go crack an egg and put an egg yolk in there, which I probably should have had it at room temperature. And then I gotta figure out how to mix it all together. Where are my eggs? Where are my eggs? Eggs, eggs. Alright, so let's crack. Alright, look, I got an egg yolk. Woohoo! And I think I needed half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Fair warning to allergies, there are almonds in this dish. That's 1/4. That's 1/2. There's that. So I think that's about all I needed for this. So yeah, we're gonna do the mixing. It's gonna take me a while, and I ain't gonna keep y'all watching me struggle. Now I did remember I have this, so we're doing that until it's smooth. So I guess it's smooth. Turn it on. Alright, I think that's as smooth as she's gonna get. Alright, next step it says is add a cup of flour, so that's what we're gonna do. And I guess we mixy again. Let's check the directions. Alright, I almost forgot half a teaspoon of salt. And I guess mix it until it is sand. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work, but whatever. We'll get it figured out eventually one of these days. See, look, you don't have to know what you're doing to cook. You just figure it out eventually. And it's getting to be the texture that I want, so it looks like, starting to look like sauce. So, yeah. make sure everything's like well combined first before I pour it out into the tin. I don't know how sandy it needs to be. Shit. But to me, I mean, it looks fine, so. That looks like sand. Maybe not wet sand, but hey. Oh, and that could be why, because I still have butter in that, so cool. So this one I might be better off with my hands and pressing, so let's do that. There we go, much better. Ah, it's looking like some wet sand. Yeah, cool. I still have you on here, and yeah, now you get to see the embarrassment of me trying to bake. Thank God I washed my hands. Yep, I think that's the texture I'm supposed to have. Oh, it smells good. Alright, so now let me figure out. Take the bowl down. Right here. Move this off of here. And find my tin. Since I found somewhere to set this thing. There we go. We'll set it right there. Alright, here we are. Can you see? Barely. Don't know where I should. There we go. So, yeah. And then we just supposed to put it in here. And I just made a mess on the floor. And press it into the pan to create a crust, which is gonna probably not be the best looking because, yeah, it's sticky. So I probably did not do it right, but hey. It is okay to not know what you're doing, because this is how we learn. And maybe next time I will do it right. So, press. I gotta clean everything today. Oh, look at me go. So we do have some sort of crust on the bottom. Whether it's a good crust or not, we won't think about that. We just won't think about that. So now that we go wash my hands, and I know we're gonna put this in the oven and bake for a little bit, but I'm still waiting for my oven to heat up. So I'll wash my hands and I'll see what's up next. Okay, so apparently while we're having to wait for that, I've put my cherries in here and I'm gonna put a 1/3 cup of sugar. My oven's almost preheated to 350, which now it is. So I will need to bake it for about 20 minutes. So there it goes, timer. Yes, I am not even gonna try and keep up with it. So I got that going, so now I need to add a 1/3 cup of sugar to this. There's still juices. Let no cherry juice go to waste. So, yeah. Woo. Sure cloud. Alright. So now there's now there be sugar. So I probably need to use a smaller burner. There we go. So that is a going. So yay. Alright, so cherries are going, saute it. I don't know how to saute a freaking cherry, so there is that. So I guess we just gonna figure it out. So I'm gonna start on some lower heat. Don't know if you can hear me because I'm trying to clean up as I go a little bit. But yeah, so I got that cooking. I got the shortbread in the oven, and so next step when we return, and I figure out what the hell I'm doing. So Trainwreck, yes, always unprepared. So yeah. So it's always great to be me and learning how to cook. But like I said, you ain't got to know what you're doing. Just got to read some directions and hope for the best. So let's see how it turns out. Alright, so that's what it's looking like so far. Still looks like it's got a ways to go. It's not simmering or anything like that. So we'll be keeping on checking back with it. Alright, well there's the shortbread on there. It looks like I did not do too terrible of a job. So we're going to let it cool. I got that still going, so hopefully that starts doing what it needs to do soon. And then we'll go from there. Alright, the cherry filling is pretty juicy. So we're going to do a 1/4 cup of cornstarch and get it to thicken. And make a mess as usual. Just let it cook until it thickens, eventually, one of these days. Now that we have enough juice. This is a messy dish. So once it all gets thick and gooey, which it smells amazing, which is starting to thicken. So keep on stirring, keep on stirring. So that happened pretty quick. So look how thick that is. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, look at camera angle. So nice and thick. So now we're gonna take it off the heat, and then we're gonna add the lemon juice and then 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla and almonds. So let me get us replaced and restitchimacated. Which there we go, we're off. Ignore the Walmart bags. I have my vanilla extract in here somewhere. Yep. But first I want to add the juice of 1/2 lemon. First squeeze. There we go. So 1/2 tablespoon of such. There it goes. So hopefully you don't feed it to anybody with a nut allergy. Because, oh, Lord have mercy. Not going to be good. Alright, so I'm going to set that down because, you know, making a mess is a good thing to do. And I guess we're going to stir it, stir it, stir it. And then apparently we got to start a frangipani, whatever that is. So we're just gonna mix it, get it all combined. Oh, it smells amazing. Yeah, it's nice, thick, and gloopy. Alright, so let me get the stuff together for that. Alright, so next part of the train wreck scenario, I need about 7 tablespoons of almond flour. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Woo! And then I need about the same in sugar. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Give or take. Alright, so now let's see what else I'm supposed to do, because I have no clue. No clue whatsoever. Just as usual. Okay, so frangipani assembly. Add almond flour, sugar to a mixing bowl with a power attachment. Mix to combine. Then apparently I'm going to need butter, salt, milk, and vanilla, and mix until smooth. Okay, so let's get these puppies loaded back in. Maybe. Or not. There we go. Alright. So, now. Oh, I got to plug it in. So, yeah, Trainwreck. Not much of a paddle, but yay! So I feel like I could have just combined it myself just by with a spoon. Well, and that's about as combined as it's gonna get. So now I need butter, salt, milk, vanilla. So let's see what we need. So 7 ounces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 2, 5. So, Lordy Jesus. 7. So, 7 tablespoons of butter. Lord have mercy. It's a good thing I went and bought butter. So I guess maybe I should pause it, or you might enjoy like seeing me struggle and not know what the hell I'm doing. There we go. So basic bowl, pound touch mix there. So butter, how much salt, vanilla, and milk. So a pinch of salt. Well, I don't know what a pinch is, but hopefully that's a pinch. Oh, apparently I'm supposed to melt the butter. Ah, cool. Son of a biscuit loving, horse hating pig eater. Okay. So. So let me melt that. I need an egg, a teaspoon of milk, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Alright, so I can do that. Teaspoon of egg, there we go. Or one egg. So a teaspoon of milk and a teaspoon of vanilla. Oh, Lord Jesus. There we go. Getting her done. Getting her done. Alright. So I think butter should be melted. Yep. Butter is melted. Awesome. And I guess mixy mix. So once all that's done, then we'll see what's next. Alright, see, it's a mixing. Away. It looks pretty smooth, so I'm probably done with it. So let's go ahead and pull it out, and we'll put it on top of the shortbread press. Alright, so there that is. This has been mixed till smooth. So that's cool. So we're just going to pour it over the top. So there we go. So I think I'm done with this finally. So now I gotta wait on the cherry filling to cool, and then we'll put that on top. So while we're doing that, I want to get set up to make the crumble. All right, so now I'm looking at about 3 tablespoons of butter. Some almonds, 2.5 ounces, but I don't know how much it is. And about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then a 1/4 cup of flour and a teaspoon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so I want to do the brown sugar now. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Let me see if I can move. One, 2, 3. All right, that's done. This sealed. Get too hard on me, and this is too long, but hey, you get to see reality of cooking. So I think I said I needed a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Alright, so I need a 1/4 cup of flour. Okay, so and this is my 1/4 cup, that's the 1/3 cup. So where's 1/4 cup? Yes, we need 1/4 cup of flour. And I have. Oh, there it is. There it is, and then mixy by hand until it does a crumble. can see, but I don't even know what a crumble is supposed to look like, so I think it's coming into a crumble now. Patience, patience, patience. Sorry these videos are so long, but I probably should have paused it and then showed you the after effects, but hey. Everything always takes a little bit, so it's good to kind of see reality, I think. But I mean, things are coming together because I don't even think I've been doing this for, well, the video is 30 minutes, so probably about an hour at my time. So, but now we have a crumble. Because I guess that's what a crumble means, is you can pack it all together and just crumble it on top. Alright, so that's done. So we'll pause it while everything is chilling, and then we'll crumble it up on top. And then put everything in the oven and bake it on 350 for about 45 minutes. Woohoo! Alright, I think it's cooled down enough, so we're just going to plop her on in. And just smooth her on out. I have no idea if I'm doing this anywhere close to correct, and I about tipped y'all over. So, sorry, trying to get an angle so that y'all can see where I'm at. I think these are like a bake bar or something like that. So now we're just gonna put the crumbling in and just crumble it on top. There we go. And there's a crumbly filling. Now we're going to bake it for about 45 minutes. So I'll see you in 45 minutes and we'll see how it looks. And then we'll wait for it to cool, then we'll cut in and see if it's goody, goody, goody. Alright, and that's what it looks like out of the oven, all nice and bubbly. So we'll be back in about, I don't know, however long it takes to cool.